Hello, World Tank Blitzers. It's a Littlefinger. Hey, time for a review of the Titan T2457. This is the October Battle Pass tank. Joining the long list of Tier 6 tanks that have been available throughout the months on the Battle Pass. Most of those are either changed up tech tree tanks or combination of other tanks. In this case, we've got the Chaffee hull with the AMX turret. A little bit disappointed in the speed of this tank, but we'll get into that here in a little bit. And I don't want this review to take away the value of the Battle Pass, in which if you complete all of the stages, you're going to come away with over 3,000 gold, plus this tank, of course, for only $5. So it is a good value, regardless of whether or not you like the tank, and it's going to be a regular playing tank that you use. So let's just, while we're here, run through my setup: repair kit, multi-purpose, and engine power boost, because this has the autoloader on it. I am running the field rations, the improved fuel, and yes, on this tank, the standard fuel. I'm trying to get that speed and acceleration up as much as possible. And then as far as the ammo goes, 27, 12, and 9, making sure we're buying that with credits and not gold. And then to the all-important equipment section here, I am running calibrated shells. The pen is actually high for the light tier 6 tanks, but it struggles against tier 7s, especially heavies and whatnot. And really, with the improved vents, you get, basically 5% across the board to these numbers here. And I feel like just the increase in pen is worth it. Interesting on this, I've been running improved modules. Primarily as a light tank, you're vulnerable to HE and to ramming. And so the improved modules is going to protect you a little bit more with that, whereas the defense system kind of protects the engine, crew, and ammo rack. And I really haven't run into those issues yet. So if that becomes a problem and I find I'm not getting rammed or HE'd, then I might switch it back. Improved optics. Running the enhanced gun lane drive gets our aim time down to 3.2 seconds, which is not great for a light tank. Improved assembly, only 54 additional hit points, putting us at 954. There's no armor to enhance, so that one is irrelevant. We are running the engine accelerator. Vertical stabilizer, tank that you're probably going to be shooting on the move. So vertical stabilizer is going to help you out more than the refined gun will. Running toolbox and consumable delivery system. All right, guys, here's blitzstars.com, and we're going to compare the Titan with the AMX, which you'll see has the exact same firepower. The Chaffee, which later on you'll see has very much similar engine characteristics. The MT25, which is the best autoloader at tier 6, and the VK2801, which is arguably the best tank at tier 6 for light tanks. And what you're going to see straight off the bat here is this damage per minute number, so much lower than these other tanks, even the MT25 autoloader. And so the burst damage is what gets you here with the autoloader. At 160 alpha per shot with 3 shells in a clip. But my biggest disappointment with the tank is 2.5 seconds between shots. Whereas if you look at the MT25 with 4 shells, 0.67. So you can get in there, you can get your 4 shells off, and then you can hide and reload. Granted, you don't have quite the same pen on the MT as you do on the Titan, but I'd rather be able to move, continue moving, get my shots off, and relocate, reload. Whereas I don't feel like you can quite do that with the Titan, because in 5 seconds, you've got to do a lot of driving and you lose your target in that amount of time. 1.72 is good for the aim time. The dispersion, however, at 0.34 for a light tank, when you look at the MT25 and VK, is not good. We do have 6 degrees of gun depression versus the AMX 12T of only 4, so that is a benefit. The biggest problem outside of that 2.5 seconds between shots, 55 kilometers per hour. It's the slowest of all of these tanks. And 23.42 is your power to weight ratio, which is going to affect how fast you accelerate and how fast you get up to that top speed. And you look at the VK here at over 30. So that tank accelerates fast. It's got less terrain resistance. It's going to get to 65 kilometers per hour faster than you can get to 55. This is a feels sluggish tank. And that's all I can, really say about that. Those two things combined with a 2.5 second and a sluggish light tank makes this tank rather difficult to play. 50 on the front of the turret, 40 and 30 on the sides and back, and then the hull 40 and 30. So it puts it in line with these other tanks. Obviously, a little bit better there than the Chaffee. But overall, I think what you're going to find is that lack of acceleration, the lack of top speed, and that 2.5 seconds between shells is a hindrance to this tank. All right, guys, so here's the first battle here. We're on Himmelsdorf, and you can see we are top tier. And this is a difficult map for this tank, I believe, because it does not offer a lot of straight line places where you can use your speed to your advantage. It's very much an opportunistic peek and shoot type of map. And I'm going to play this a little bit slower than normal because if you look at our mini map, our two heavies are going off to the right. And, I don't want to be caught out like this. Anku is, and yeah, he's not going to survive much longer because he's just going to drive straight into the middle of all of their team. And so, yeah, 30 seconds in, we're already down a player. And we're going to get 2 shots in and force that reload. Chaffee's a little bit too far up, and you can see I've got a VK back here with me, maybe. If he's not AFK, I don't know. But our heavies are still circling the map, and there's one of the Reds heavies. And just trying to do my best to conserve my hit points at this time. And there goes any support I have on the left. So I'm going to drop my engine accelerator here, and I'm going to relocate myself behind these 2 heavy tanks. At this point, being down 3 tanks, this game is pretty much done for. But I figured their team is going to be pushing, and if I can get back and start getting some crossfire in here, it'll at least help me get some damage up in this battle. Not thinking that we can win it. And there's the benefit to this tank. You can trade 3 shots for 1 in the right opportunity there. So we're going to wait for this reload out, and we're down to 3 tanks. And we managed to bounce a shot from that DK, which means we should be able to get all of those shots in. And now it's just me and this KV-1S who, yeah, he's just sitting sideways to all of these tanks. Not even using his armor, and just look how fast he goes down. Hoping that he could get a shot into the ARL. We unload our clip, but we're at 2,000 damage, and yeah, this game is not much longer. We do manage to avoid a couple shots there, and trying to reload. Would like to just empty the clip one more time here before we go down. Everyone's shooting at us. There's no way out of this. But managed to get these shots. I was surprised about this. A kill shot there, and then we'll go for the AMX, and of course that shot's gonna bounce, hit the only area you can't hit on that tank, and we get ram killed just like that. So yeah, it was a weak team, not much you can do about it, but I thought my decision making there to relocate was pretty solid, and enabled me to maximize my damage here. And if you look, we have 3 guys with just 1 shot each. KVS and the Icebreaker a little late to the party. Could have really helped us out had they come to the rails a little bit sooner. All right, guys, here we are, Middleburg as bottom tier. One of those maps that really important to clear the hill first. Such a huge advantage once you're holding the hill. So we'll see how this battle unfolds. They've got 3 heavies to our 2 heavies. So it'll be interesting to see here how this unfolds. Let's see. Let's get this thing up to top speed. It just feels so sluggish. Still not there. Still not there. You can see it takes, what, almost 20 seconds to get this thing up to top speed on flat terrain. Yeah, that's really not good. But it doesn't look like anyone has come up here, so we have taken the hill effectively. Any stragglers down in spawn? No, it looks like they've all gone town, and our team has all come up high, which is rather shocking, to be honest with you. So we'll wait and not rush in because we don't know where all of their team is yet. And you can see they have some big guns. As our KV2 says, that was quick. A little bit late on the trigger finger there, but now we have the SU tracked up. We are spotted, so we'll get our 2 shots in and back up. Dreadnought is calling for help, but I know the KV-1S, KV-2 are over there thinking the weaker side here. Well, changing my plans. Can get this KV-1S here as he approaches over the hill. My luck would have been that he just snapshotted that and full damage into me, but he didn't even take the shot. 4 on 4 here. So you can see I played this very passively, not doing a lot of damage, and just waiting for the game to unfold. Now, the Bulldog and KV2 are pushing in hard onto the left, and I'm going to sneak in here behind them. Oh, if I could just drive straight. But we'll get the Bulldog here. Kind of a slow game here. But now we're in a good position to farm out some damage. We've got both these heavy tanks looking the opposite direction, and you know, we'll go ahead and finish off that clip. They are continuing to push forward, so we'll get a little closer as we reload here. And you can just see, I mean, just how much faster that Dracula is coming around a corner. We're barely getting up to top speed here. For a light tank, it just does not feel mobile. And I can take the shot from him because we've conserved all of our hit points. And we'll unload another clip, and that's going to put us up to 1,500 damage. But I found it's been really difficult to do big damage games because of the lack of mobility. And you really find yourself either out of position or unable to unload that full clip. All right, guys, last battle for Despair here, and we're top tier. We've got 2 heavies to our 2 heavies, and KV-1S and a KV-2. So really haven't seen a lot of heavies or been shot at by a lot of heavies on this tank to see yet, you know, how strong the armor holds up to some big HE shells. But as you can tell from my replays, I've played this a little bit more passively than I would say a VK2801, which has that speed to get into and out of trouble. I feel like this tank just doesn't do that very well. So we spot up the KV2. Look at that. That's 240-ish meters away. And we're going to unload a full clip into him. just like that. So when you can unload a full clip, I mean, you can do that 4 to 5 times a battle. You know, you're going to be up there in the 2,000 damage mark. But like I said, finding those opportunities can be difficult because of the tank speed. I'm going to come around the corner here and take a look here. This is a tier 6 Jackson. Look how red that is. And that first shot goes a little bit higher than I'd wanted it to, so we don't get the pen on it. But 2 more shots to go, putting us up at 759, and you can see their whole team is still in spawn for the most part. So I'm going to decide here to make a push for it. And this time, however, I'm going to, after I take the shot, I'm going to use my engine accelerator here and just see how much faster the tank gets up to its top speed. Is a crucial, I feel, you know, if and when you really want to get somewhere in this tank, you have to have that engine accelerator. So we get 2 shots here, and the leopard's going to try to make a run for it. But hey, I don't really want him to go anywhere. I don't mind if I can't shoot him because I'm still reloading. I know that my team will be able to finish him off. And yeah, just 1 tank left, and you'll see here just the power of being able to unload those 3 shots, finishing them off with the kill, putting us at 1688 in damage. So mediocre tank, I would say, out of the October battle pass for this month. But again, don't let that detract you from the extra value that you get from those 3,000 gold and the EXP and all of the other stuff that comes in the battle pass, provided that you're completing your missions on a daily basis. So with that, the Titan T24 57 is definitely not my favorite. Might be in my bottom 2 or 3, just because of its lack of speed and or the intraclip there, 2.5 seconds. So with that, guys, that's going to wrap up the review. Hope you learned a few things, and you're on your way to getting this tank. And remember, guys, get educated, not fingered. Littlefinger out.